So I decided recently to play Minecraft again, and to make it interesting, I thought it would be fun for a video to play 15 minutes every single day until I reach a total of 40 days and nights in Minecraft. I also set up a list of objectives to do in those 40 days, and to spice it up a little bit, I also decided to play on hardcore mode. So, one life, and that's it. I'm out. Anyways, here it is how it went. On day 1 I spawned in a forest, and I started by chopping some wood, setting up a crafting table to craft some wooden tools, and I was lucky enough to find some sheep and other animals that I brutally murdered like the prick that I am. Anyways, this is actually huge because I will be able to craft a bed and avoid the first night, which is usually very complicated to survive. Afterwards, I used my wooden pickaxe to get some stone and upgrade my tools, and I also crafted a furnace. Once I was done picking up stone, I decided to explore a bit the area to find a place where I could build a nice tiny house. I decided to build it in a grass field near a river, you know, because of aesthetics. I am not the best Minecraft architect in the world, but that will work for now. I also collected some sand to make glass in the future, and I discovered a raider's tower in the distance. Nope, we are not going there yet. I returned to my almost built home and I installed the basics, a bed, a furnace, a crafting table and a chest, and I continued building the house as the night fell. I was able to put the windows in time just before the monsters lured in, and I went to sleep. Sweet, sweet dreams. Once I woke up, I crafted a pair of wooden doors to give a proper entrance to my house, and my time was up. So I decided to stand proud in front of my house and leave it for the day. Day 2 was a roller coaster. I wandered off my house and I found another portal, but unfortunately I still couldn't use it. I picked up some stuff and I discovered a village nearby, and then I proceeded to steal the shit out of everything I found in it. Sorry villagers. I also stole all of their stock and traded the wheat back to them to get some emeralds, so that was a 3000 IQ play right there. In a random chest inside a house I found 3 diamonds, which is huge because now I can craft a diamond pickaxe and mine like crazy in the future. My time was running up for the day, so I went back home, I got this godlike tool and I placed a bell above the entrance to mark my triumph. I spent the 3rd day in Minecraft planting some sugar, and I found in an island near my house a giant cave that was stunningly beautiful. I mined lots of iron and other materials and found my way back at home. I felt kind of insecure today fighting the mobs in the cave, so I decided to armor up with an iron set. Hopefully, this will keep me alive for longer. Day 4 and 5 were really bloody. I fought long and hard against the raiders that live in the raid tower, and then I defended the village in a gruesome battle that almost ended me. Melee raiders dealt 7 or 8 hearts of damage per attack, so I had to be very careful while fighting against them. After managing to escape the village alive, I went to sleep feeling like some sort of chaotic Robin Hood. There were also 2 raiders that got lost in a cave, and I spent too much time searching for them. During the next morning I decided to relax, and I built a modest farm where I will grow wheat, potatoes and carrots. Sadly, as I just play 15 minutes every day, the crops will take a long time to grow, but maybe I can get some bone meal to speed up the process. On day 7 I went to get some wood, and I ended up in a really big cave mining for materials. As I am a big moron, I forgot to bring torches, so I was exploring the caves in the dark during most of the time. I spent not 1, not 2, but 3 whole days mining in the dark, and finally on day 9 I left the cave and I brought all the loot home. I was kind of tired of mining, so I decided to mix up things and I crafted a boat. One of my favorite things to do in Minecraft is to sail the seas and explore uncharted lands, and I think that doing so with shaders installed makes the experience absolutely delightful. After a while wandering the 7 seas, I found an island with a giant village in it, and then I proceeded to do what was expected of me: pillage the shit out of it. To honor Jack Sparrow,
drink up me hearty Joe.
As I reached the first milestone of the challenge, I decided on my 10th day in Minecraft to keep sailing the seas, but I wasn't able to find anything interesting. I crafted a map and I decided to fill it to have a better understanding of my surroundings, and I also found another map a while ago in a sunken ship that marks a treasure. So I decided that the next day I should try to find the booty. So a new day came and I expected to find the lost treasure quickly and move on to something else. But unfortunately for me, fate was going to prove me wrong. I spent too much time digging sand without finding anything. Digging and digging and digging and digging and filling up my pockets with mountains of sand until finally, after having destroyed the whole area, I was able to find the sunken chest, which, by the way, wasn't worth it at all. Day 12 was the day I decided to take another big step and build a bigger, fancier, new house on top of a nearby hill. I decided to transform my old house into a sort of warehouse where I could store most of my items, and afterwards I started building the structure of my new home. The architectural style I was inspired by while making this house was La Belle Époque, with a touch of Gaudí and some of Sullivan's and... nah, I'm just kidding. Wooden pillars, wooden walls, glass windows, glass ceiling, and that's it. I went to sleep with my house unfinished, since I was still cooking all the sand I found yesterday during my treasure hunt, and I had nightmares while hearing the close sound of spiders luring around my new house. On day 13, I tried to domesticate a wild horse. It is a really complicated thing to do in real life, and it takes a lot of effort and patience, so I thought that in Minecraft it would be just as complicated. Oh, I guess I have a horse partner now. The next day I crafted a frame for my map to admire all my territorial findings, and I struggled a little bit to decide which orientation was the one I liked most. I sailed to the nether portal in ruins next to the nearby village, and I completed the structure with the remaining obsidian that I had. I activated the portal with my trusted flint and steel and gazed upon the other realm, wondering if I should enter or not as this day came to an end. So I spent the following days mining inside a giant cave, slowly advancing into the Minecraft depths and fighting off the dangerous monsters that dared to approach me. I also borrowed some libraries because I want to build one of my own in my house, and I kept mining and mining in search of diamonds. I figured out that the nether would be too dangerous for me at this point, and I needed to gear up, so I was really glad when after several days my efforts were compensated with some diamonds and a lot of gold and iron. When I returned, I crafted some lanterns to decorate my surroundings, as I really like how they look, and then I went to sleep. Day 20 marked a huge milestone for me. I survived in hardcore mode the first half of the journey, and I knew it was time to take a big step. So I went to the nether portal, summoned all the courage that I could, and decided to cross realms and venture into the unknown. I spawned in a gloomy forest, surrounded by pig tribes that were really invested in trying to end me, but I fear not, I standed proud and fought back like a champion, and then when I saw that I was probably going to die, I escaped as far as I could and I dug a hole in a wall and hid from the mobs. But I did so without any trace of fear and proudly. As day 21 started, I left the small cave I was in to explore for a bit. I got chased by pig tribes, so I decided to gain some height and explore the high grounds, where I also got chased by hoglins. I ran away as fast as I could to avoid getting murdered, but what I didn't realize is that I committed a fatal mistake. You see, while escaping the pig tribes and hoglins, I wandered off the nether portal without knowing the coordinates to return to it safely. I also did not bring a lot of food, and most importantly, I didn't have more obsidian to build another nether portal and escape. But as I said, I hadn't realized this yet, so I decided to leave the nether forest and traverse a lake of lava to reach another biome. I got some soul sand and other cool netherish materials before I faced a ghast, whose fireballs I could not return for some reason. While battling the ghast, I discovered a nether fortress and decided to enter it, taking cover from the fire explosions of the ghast. I battled some wither skeletons, fearing for the wither effect they cause. I also realized my iron axe was going to break soon, and I had not enough food to endure much more time spent in the nether. I searched for chests in the fortress with weak hopes of finding obsidian and returning to the overworld, but all I could find was some diamonds right before day 22 began. I kept exploring the fortress, finding chests and killing mobs, but I was not able to find any obsidian and my food reserves were diminishing at an alarming pace. I left the fortress after looting everything, as I thought it might have a chance elsewhere. I went past some biomes, I had a really tense fight with a skeleton that had a full gold armor build, and I carefully advanced through these hellish lands for a whole day. On day 23, I changed my strategy. I decided that I would try to trade some golds with the pig tribes, as I picked up some at the Nether Fortress. Unfortunately, as I was trading, a gas decided to show up and started blowing up everything, so I had to flee with only one obsidian in my inventory. At this point, I was not sure if I would be able to survive, as my iron axe was already broken and I only had 3 pieces of bread left. However, I found another giant Nether Fortress just after leaving the pig tribe's trade, so maybe I wasn't sentenced to death yet. I entered the fortress while clearing out wither skeletons and blazes. I had used my last bread as I was scared that I would die from wither, and that was it. I had no more food. I got hit by a blaze and my health went down to 4 hearts, as I quickly explored the fortress searching for a miracle. I tried to eat mushrooms as the hunger was starting to make me go mad, but I couldn't eat them unless I made a stew. A blaze somehow managed to snipe me from the other side of the fortress, and I barely survived it, with just 1 heart left. It was then when I discovered I had some golden carrots that I found earlier, so I ate them ferociously to recover my health and continue exploring. I kept searching and searching and searching, and all I could find were blaze spawns, but wait a minute, that is a chest over there. 2 blazes were blocking the way, so I had to dodge them with precision to get to the chest, and there it was. If this chest had obsidian in it or food, I would be able to live for another day. I approached the chest, my hands sweating, and it just had iron and gold. I was devastated. I blocked the path and analyzed my inventory, trying to come up with a desperate solution. I picked up the gold, as I thought maybe I could trade it later with the pig tribes and get more obsidian. I kept exploring the fortress. I fought against another blaze with my diamond pickaxe since my golden sword also broke, and I found another chest. And nope. I crossed the nether bridge and I was attacked by a horde of blazes, so I had to eat my last golden carrot to heal. This was it. If I didn't come up with a solution, I would starve to death. A fight against a wither skeleton left me in a really bad shape, with just 2 hearts and a half, but at least I got a stone sword from it. I decided then to leave the fortress, and I dug a hole to escape, not realizing my fragile health, and before I could know it, I was falling to my own death. And so, far from home, starved and desperate, my 40 days and nights in Minecraft ended at day 23. I was unprepared for the nether, and it served me well. I hope you liked this video and my journey through Minecraft. It was really fun to return to this game again with this challenge, and I expect to try again sometime in the future. As always, I will humbly ask that if you enjoy the content, subscribe to Walrush for more and leave us a like. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and share the video with anyone that might be interested. Until we meet again!